everyone. This week for our discussion board in week 7, we're asked to describe the importance of standard operating procedures or SOPs and provide an example of how SOPs prevented an accident or could have prevented an accident using the NTSB accident database. So, standard operating procedures or SOPs are instructions put in place to standardize tasks in order to create uniformity and performance within a certain organization. If everyone did a certain procedure or completed a checklist differently, then it would not be considered a standard. SOPs are important when it comes to technical operations or technical occupations such as aviation. SOPs not only create efficiency, but they also foster a safe working environment by reducing risks of errors. One case I read, it's a prime example of why the FAA creates rules and regulations pertaining to safe operating procedures. It's going to be the Learjet 35 operated by Sunjet Aviation. So we'll get into that in the next slide. So in this slide, you can see the aftermath of the fatal crash. So October 25th, 1999, there was a Learjet 35 operated by Sunjet Aviation. It departed Orlando, Florida for Dallas, Texas at about 0920 Eastern Standard Time. The business jet carried 2 pilots and 4 passengers on board. PGA golfer Payne Stewart, his agent, and a couple others affiliated with the PGA all perished in the accident. So the plane was climbing to its assigned altitude on autopilot. The plane quickly lost cabin pressure, and all on board experienced altitude hypoxia. It's strange. What's strange is that the Learjet 35 is a pressurized business jet equipped with individual oxygen masks for passengers and crew if the pressurization system fails at or above 12,000 feet. So, I don't know why they didn't use it. I guess maybe depressurization happened far too quickly. Maybe there was a leak, a cabin leak, and they just weren't of sound mind and body to put on the masks. But either way, the crew climbed past the assigned altitude and failed to make assigned turns given by ATC, and they flew on that wrong heading for almost 4 hours. Military fighter jets intercepted them. They were tasked to. They were sent to the area to assess what was going on, as no one could get a hold of anyone on the radio. The fighter jets reported, they couldn't see any signs of aircraft damage. You're right, but they did say that they could see some visible signs of windshield icing. The plane later ran out of fuel over South Dakota and uncontrolled descent and crashed into a field in Aberdeen. The crew and passengers flew at cabin pressures, for more than 4 hours, like I said before, without supplemental oxygen. Had they followed the SOP to use their oxygen masks in an appropriate time, this might have been averted. It's also important to note that according to the NTSB, I'm reading this from their research. It says that in as little as 8 seconds without oxygen, following rapid depressurization to 30,000 feet, could cause a severe drop in oxygen saturation that would significantly impair cognitive functioning. So I say that to say maybe there was little to no time to put the masks on. So if there was an SOP implemented to where that problem could have been written into the flight operation manual, then maybe this could have been averted. I'm not quite sure. But to promote my position in the flight department, I would make it to where human factor training was mandatory maybe every 90 days. And if available, implement hyperbaric chamber training. I know the F-16 fighter pilots, they have to go through this training so that they're more acclimated and they understand how their body's going to react to altitude-induced hypoxia. So thank you, everyone, and have a great rest of the week.